Here's where I want some examples from you though. This is just kind of the definition of the 1 minute goal. Kind of know what a goal is now. I don't need to define it. Because in other words, it's just assigning concrete responsibilities. So this is where I want you guys to kind of teach each other. If anybody has some ways that they've known in the past, obviously it's not you that's done it incorrectly, you can share that with the group. Or if you think that you know someone or you have something yourself that you do that you think everyone can kind of get from that works well, maybe at your property, I'd like kind of you guys to share that. So if you need like a couple seconds to think about it, that's cool. Just kind of speak up, raise your hand, maybe think of something. Yes, Christina.
I'm going to help make up for my last one. So every Monday I send out to my property like important news and weekly goals, and I basically break down in just 6 quick sections with like bullet points of things that how we did last week. It's like a recap from last week. There's a renewal corner. There's our goal this week, and then just back to the basics, just a few quick reminders. But I think sending it out every Monday gets everybody on the same page for what we're expecting from the upcoming week, how we did last week, and then how we're going to improve from what we did last week. But the quick email, it really helps to get everybody on the same page, and it just lays it out in a short, simple, quick format that's easy for everybody to read. And I send it to every, not just leasing specialist, but our entire service team gets it too.
How do they respond to it, do you think?
You can tell who reads it and who doesn't, because I will ask for feedback, and those that don't give it, you can tell because they didn't read it. But they love to throw things that they want to see implemented, and then they feel like they were listened to because I do implement whatever it is that they thought would have helped.
Right.
So it helps me say, this is what goal I want, this is them saying, this is the goal that I think would help, and then at the very end, like, you sign roses over it. So it works.
Yeah, this is perfect, because I want to break this down a little bit. This is so great because the more you guys kind of talk, the less I have to. You said a couple things that are great. Number one, you said that you follow up with your team after you set the goal. I assume that you plan on keeping them accountable to the goals that you set, right? Mm-hmm. Your time is valuable. You wouldn't waste your time sending out emails that you just wanted to not be read, right?
Right.
So that's important because you want to hold your team accountable to it. So you're making sure they're reading it. I think that's important. The other thing that's important with goal setting, this is the main point in the book, is that it is a combined effort to set the goal. And I like that you get feedback from them, and that can kind of snowball into maybe even new goals or better goals. And eventually, what's supposed to happen is, as you make these goals, and this is very important with new employees or even if a new project happens, you sit down and you make these goals with people, and the system is designed so that as time goes on, let's say someone's been working for you for a year, they should be able to do this on their own. They should be able to, at that point, if they've been with you a year, depending on the type of person, maybe even 6 months or less than that, but on average, I'd say a year someone's with you, they should be able to know what a successful goal is, and they should be able to, because the whole goal of this book is to replicate yourself, right? So all these systems that you're putting in place, you start very hands-on, and they're supposed to be able to kind of take things over and know what a good goal is and be accountable to their own goals, right? Because we want people to do, that's responsibility basically. And if we're going to give people responsibility, more responsibility about promotions and becoming a manager themselves, they have to be able to set their own goals. Become responsible for that. Anyone else? That was really good. Thank you. Anyone else have an example? Maybe even bad way to set goals?
Well, at Conquering, we have a particular floor plan that we focus on that's harder to move, and so that the leasing agents constantly have that in mind, I have a board in my office that has the exact number of units that are available in that floor plan, and then the goal that week, how many units we have to sign to stay on pace, and then how many we did last week and who signed the most last week. And then each week I update it to let them know how many we have left. So they always see that in their mind, even though they know we really need to sign 2 bedrooms, and I have that concrete number there for them to see. I feel like they focus on it more, try to get the number, decreasing. So.
Cool. How does that work?
It works good. Yeah, I think it works well.
Good feedback from it?
Yeah, I mean, they respond. Ever since I started a couple, months ago, I also have incentives with, signing bonuses and stuff for those floor plans. But I think they, they're able to follow it better if I have something, concrete that shows them how well they did last week. I think it works well.
Good. Anybody else? Go ahead.
At College Park, I have a unique situation where I have a couple, and some other properties too, I'm sure Nicole does, where I have several, but a lot of managers that I have to oversee and make sure they're all have certain responsibilities that are done. And my new thing now is to make sure we're all kind of learning still, because there are things that I haven't learned or haven't done in a long time, like rental manager responsibilities. So tomorrow, actually, we're having what I call a College Park Manager seminar, where we're kind of getting together, teaching each other something. But I have had a new manager come in, Travis, the rental manager, and we're kind of shifting positions around and responsibilities. So in the beginning, I sent out an email that said, so this is your responsibility, and this is going to be this manager's responsibility, and this is going to be this manager's responsibility. And the end goal of it is for my people to be able to get promoted throughout the company. So that's their end goal. I haven't had a chance to follow up yet because we're only 2 weeks in, but tomorrow I hope to kind of get their feedback and kind of figure out where we stand and are we able to get to where we're going to accomplish these goals and everybody learn and everybody be able to move up within the company and the promotion. So, Travis, I'm hoping you teach me something tomorrow.
Good. One of the things that kind of sparked in my mind that I like about kind of sending out all the goals on, and actually you sparked on this too on a weekly basis. I can't remember if we're going to talk about this in the reprimand section. I know I had it on there, but just in case, it's a good time to bring it up. One of the things that I think should kind of change about corporate America, I think that there should be quarterly goals and not quarterly reviews. Reviewing is something that should happen immediately and on a constant basis. Managers should be, it's a much more valuable use of your time to have quarterly goals with people. As we saw, this is the cornerstone. You can't reprimand somebody. I mean, you can reprimand people all you want, but it's not effective at doing anything unless they have a concrete goal that you're reprimanding them for. So as far as I'm concerned, I think that quarterly goals rather than quarterly reprimand is kind of a shift that corporate America needs to take and do reprimand more on an immediate, daily basis. Cool, we'll move on. This is a great quote, probably one of my favorites in the book. If you can't tell me what you'd like to be happening, you don't have a problem yet. You're just complaining. A problem only exists if there's a difference between what is actually happening and what you desire to be happening. Now let me put this in kind of better terms. Ever have somebody come to you as a manager and say, I don't like this, I think it should change. And you go, great, well what should it change to? And they're like, well I don't know, I just know I don't like it. That's complaining. That's not setting a goal to do anything, you're just complaining. And no one likes complainers. The best example I can think of that, right now, I am really annoyed with the whole TSA. Not the actual, what TSA is doing. I'm more annoyed with everyone who's complaining about TSA. And it's not because they're complaining about TSA, it's because they don't have any solution for it. I don't know how many people have seen on, gosh, watch CNN and like, oh, there's got to be a better way. Okay, well, what is it? What is the better way? Like, why are you on the news? I don't get it. You're just complaining about stuff. Like, I wish I could be on the news. I'll complain. I mean, I don't have to. No thinking is involved in complaining about something. There's no intelligent analysis that goes into, I think that there should be a better way than that. Well, I think that about everything. I mean, that's progress. There's a better way to do everything. But I don't know what it is, so I keep my mouth shut. And so I do. That might be my favorite part of the book. I don't know, I just put that out there. But I like that. So, you guys are more in a managerial role. This is important. It's good to remember when you take goals up to people above you. But this is something, and you don't have to be, so blunt and a jerk, Oh, you're just complaining. Still say that to your employees, but get them to understand that when they come to you with a problem, you'd like some you'd like to work out some goals with them on how to solve the problem. Because you want to have the open door policy, but you don't want to be a psychiatrist, you want to be a manager. So you're not there to really just be a sounding board for problems, you're there to help fix and solve problems. I want to do another exercise real quick. These are just, goals should be clear and concise, attainable, and challenging. Outcomes are not goals, though. And I'm going to illustrate that for you guys real quick. And this is the second exercise I want to do. And this is kind of like, again, you don't really have to write this down because I'm going to set up the presentation, you guys. If you want to, you can. But this is how I would suggest when you're making goals with your employees on how to do it. Okay. And the biggest thing to remember is that outcomes aren't goals. Okay, and I'll make an example of that. Okay. Outcome. Lose weight. Right? That's not a goal. That is an outcome. That's why, and I use this because it's probably the most famous goal that's not a goal. It's an outcome of goals that you should be making. Right? So the goal could be of this outcome, be more active. Okay? Now that in itself is not even very specific. So under each goal you make a specific goal. Okay, so a specific goal of that is I'm going to 3 days per week work out for 30 minutes. You can even get more specific if you want. Another goal that ties back in to lose weight as an outcome is eat better. And then specific would be no fast food. Okay, so this is what I mean when I say the outcomes are not goals, right? If you just start to say, my goal is to lose weight, what are some problems with that, based on what we've learned so far? Problem with just saying my goal is to lose weight.
You haven't come up with a way to actually lose the weight.
Right?
And you have to achieve it.
Yeah, when you achieve it. I like that one a lot, actually. So yeah, it's not specific, and there's no way that you know when you've achieved it. So outcomes. Now it's okay with coming up with the outcome first. In fact, I would suggest that. There's a problem. What would I like to see happen? You're not complaining, you're saying, I would like to see this happen. Now, I'm going to create goals surrounded around the outcome that I want to see happen. Broad goals and specific goals. And then, just as importantly, challenges and how do I overcome those challenges? Because a lot of times when people make goals, the two big reasons why they fail, right? Number one, they don't have a goal, they have an outcome. And number two, they don't anticipate the challenges that they're going to hit. So they have this goal that's hard enough as it is, right? It's hard enough as it is to achieve your goals. And then what happens is you come up to these challenges that are unanticipated, and you don't know what to do because you haven't thought about it, or you give up because it gets hard. And so what happens, now these challenges, they're there, and they're very common, and a lot of times, if you really think about it, they're easy to think of what challenges are going to incur. What challenges are going to occur if your goal is to work out 3 days a week and eat better? One, it's not fun to work out 3 days a week, and it's not fun to eat better. That's the bottom line. It's convenient to eat fast food. You don't have to make stuff. That's a challenge. It costs money to get a gym membership. That's a challenge. So these are things that are going to happen. So what you need to do is figure out, how am I going to overcome those things? Okay, well, running is free. I'm going to just buy running shoes. But I hate running. So I don't want to do that. I don't like running, so I wouldn't do that. Maybe you get a workout buddy. You do something you do like. I like to throw stuff. So, Me and Justin throw shot put out in the field. And it's kind of weird or whatever, we're just throwing stuff out in the field. But it's fun, and I enjoy it. So that's overcoming my challenge of I hate running. I like to throw stuff. I'll do that. That's active. Eat better. Well, fast food's convenient and it tastes good. Well, you know, I don't know. I figured that if you let me know. I hope you weren't expecting the answer to that. I won't write this out, but just another one I came up with. Outcome: increased customer service scores. Okay, that's an outcome, not a goal. That's the end result. That's what you want. A goal for that is be more proactive. Specific goal: follow up on phone calls after every work order. So after every work order is complete, you follow up with a phone call. How's everything going? That's a specific goal to a broad, or specific goal to a broad goal that produces an outcome. Another goal is be more personal. Specific goal: leave birthday cards at residents' doors for an entire year. Okay, so outcome: it increases your customer service scores, right? And I was specific to even say an entire year because you don't want to get frustrated and be like, oh man, well, what if I just do it for even 6 months or whatever? And then you have a success story. You know what success looks like. I did that for an entire year. I did that for 6 months, and now I can look at a set of data and say, did it work or did it not work? Did it get the outcome that I wanted? And then obviously you can look at whether there are challenges to leaving a birthday card. You have to buy it. You go send somebody out. Maybe you don't have their birthday in their lease. They didn't fill out the application properly. And then how am I going to overcome those goals before it gets to it? All right? Everybody good? Anybody want to talk before we go on? Intimidating. Everyone just looks at me. I know. I think everyone should experience this, but it's just me, unfortunately.